Did you know your heart will beat over 2.5 billion times in your lifetime? That's like having to perfectly execute a complex dance move billions of times without a single mistake.
That's such a mind-blowing way to think about it. The precision required is incredible, like a Swiss watch that can't afford to miss a single tick.
Let me break down something fascinating about cardiac output. For a typical adult, the heart pumps between 4 to 8 liters of blood per minute. That's equivalent to filling and emptying a 2-liter soda bottle every 30 seconds, nonstop, for your entire life.
The mathematics behind it seems deceptively simple, though, just heart rate times stroke volume. But there's so much more going on beneath the surface, isn't there?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. Remember Ohm's law from physics class? V equals IR question mark. The same principle governs blood flow in our bodies. When doctors use medications to increase blood pressure, they're essentially tweaking this equation.
So it's like adjusting the water pressure in your home's plumbing system? How do they balance all these different factors?
Exactly. And here's where Poiseuille's law comes in. It shows that even tiny changes in blood vessel diameter can have massive effects on blood flow. A vessel constricting by just 10% can reduce flow by more than 50%. It's like the difference between a drinking straw and a coffee stirrer.
The way these small changes can have such dramatic effects is fascinating. How does the heart compensate for these variations?
That's where Frank-Starling's law comes into play. The heart generates more force when it's stretched more, like a rubber band. But just like a rubber band, there's an optimal stretch point. Go beyond that, and performance actually decreases.
The mechanical properties of heart muscle must be incredibly complex to maintain this balance.
And here's something even more fascinating: the Bowditch effect. The heart actually beats more forcefully when it beats faster, but only up to a point. Think of a car engine. There's an optimal RPM range where it performs best.
These biological feedback systems are truly remarkable. How does the body maintain this precision throughout our lives?
Through an incredibly sophisticated network of sensors and responses. When blood pressure drops, baroreceptors detect this change and trigger multiple responses simultaneously. Heart rate increases, blood vessels constrict, and even the kidneys get involved by retaining more water.
The coordination between different systems sounds like a perfectly choreographed symphony.
That's a great analogy. And during medical procedures, it becomes even more complex. Anesthetics can affect all these parameters we've discussed: heart rate, blood vessel tone, contractility. Medical teams have to constantly monitor and adjust to maintain optimal blood flow.
The interplay between different medications must create some interesting challenges for medical professionals.
Indeed, it does. Some medications might increase blood pressure but decrease heart rate, while others do the opposite. It's like trying to balance a seesaw while juggling. You have to understand how all these factors interact.
The human body's ability to maintain homeostasis through all this complexity is truly remarkable.
Let me share something else fascinating: the concept of coronary steal. When one part of the heart needs more blood flow, it can actually steal blood from other areas. It's like a city redirecting power during a blackout.
That's an incredible adaptation mechanism. The body seems to have a solution for every challenge.
And scientists are still discovering new aspects of how it all works. The heart might seem like a simple pump, but it's really one of the most sophisticated organs we have. Every beat represents millions of years of evolutionary refinement.
This has been such an enlightening discussion about cardiac physiology. It really shows how every heartbeat is a testament to biological engineering at its finest.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into cardiac output and its determinants. Remember, right now, your heart is performing this incredible ballet of precise movements and adjustments, keeping you alive without you even thinking about it.
Thank you all for joining Optimal Anesthesia Podcast on this fascinating journey through the mechanics of life itself. Keep those hearts beating strong.